Then within the Mahayana, the more rapid path, the diamond path of Tantra, it's divided into outer Tantras and inner Tantras. So the outer Tantras have to do with embracing what's purity. Again, all of these levels of understanding are revealing the truth more. Each step, revealing the truth more. Even if we have to use some type of skillful method to trick ourselves into seeing the truth, the goal is to see the truth more clearly, to have our view ripen into the truth. So the view of the Tantras is that we're dealing with deity. We're dealing with the purity of Buddha, purity of all of the manifestations of Buddha. So the ways in which Buddha manifests as a force of healing, a force of wisdom, a force of compassion, a wrathful force of removal of obstacles, in any way that the Buddha manifests. We can visualize this through the Tantras. And there's just different levels of how we visualize the purity that is Buddha nature. Now the whole time what we're visualizing is our own Buddha nature. But we have to get used to the idea that we're Buddhas, and we just haven't recognized it. So each one of the Tantras leads us closer to recognizing that. So in the outer Tantras, the three Tantras are the Kriya Tantra, the Upa Tantra, and the Yoga Tantra. The Kriya Tantra is very focused outwardly. You do a lot of things that have to do with the body and the environment. You're always purifying the body, purifying the environment, cleaning the shrine, cleaning the body, and ritually doing so, imagining that you're cleaning yourself in order to be a vessel of the blessings of the Buddha. So in the Kriya Tantra, when you visualize the Buddha, or a deity, a wisdom deity, you're visualizing the deity as like a king or a queen, and you're the subject. You visualize this deity in the sky in front of you, and you behold them, and you make everything pure to make a pure offering to the deity. Well, the deity is just Buddha nature. What you're offering to is Buddha nature. But you haven't reached the place where you realize that it's your own Buddha nature. So you give it all this importance, this nobility, this high station. You make offerings to it. You prostrate to it. You make obeisance before it. You make all sorts of effort to show this purity that's Buddha nature in the form of a Buddha, that you're ready to receive blessings. So in a way you're making an assumption. I'm impure, Buddha nature is pure. I have to cleanse myself of impurity to offer purity to the Buddha. So that's the Kriya Tantra. Then in the Upa Tantra, you visualize the deity as more like, like a parent, and you're a child. You have respect, but it isn't your lord and master. It isn't your king or your queen. It's someone that you can relate to more intimately, but it's still a role of respect, where you give this deity respect. So you're still making offerings in your mind, but you're not obsessed with outer cleanliness. It's a balance between outer offering and inner offering. So it's this middle tantra in which you work more with the inner process of the mind. And you recognize that your visualization of the deity is something that you don't just see outside of you, but you also imagine inside of you, in your mind. You hold that with you. And if you're purifying anything outwardly, you're also purifying it inwardly. Whatever you're doing outwardly, you're doing inwardly. There's a balance. So this gives you a sense of more familiarity, but there's still this respect, there's still this division between you and the Buddha, you and Buddha nature. You still imagine, incorrectly, that there's some division between you and Buddha nature. So that's the Upa Tantra. Then there's the Yoga Tantra. Yoga means union, or yoking, connection. So in the Yoga Tantra, you actually relate to the deity directly. The deity is an equal. So there's no longer this sense that you are poisoned or you are, defiled and the Buddha nature is pure. There's no longer this sense that you're working to change yourself to be like the deity or Buddha nature. There's a recognition that the deity, the Buddha, that you picture in front of you, is a reflection of your own divine self, your own Buddha nature. So in Yoga Tantra, You picture the deity and the mandala in front of you, and you picture the deity yourself as the deity and the mandala around you. So this sets the stage for the inner tantras. The inner tantras is where you start to penetrate really into the view that's truth. So the outer tantras are this stage-by-stage preparation to get you to feel more and more close to, approach to this closeness with purity, to your own Buddha nature. First you think it's something very high and distant, then you think it's something more intimate and close, then you think it's something that's equal to you, that you're equal to. So that's the outer tantras. They're a stage of preparation. Within Mahayana, you're still picturing the world and yourself as a division. You're still imagining that. And you're still doing this practice, always within the context of refuge and bodhicitta. So you're still doing it as a Buddhist who's working for the benefit of others by doing this practice, whether it's Kriya, Upa, or Yoga.